Coach Sanders joining us. Good morning, Coach.
How you doing, everybody?
Great, Coach, as always. Thank you so much, Coach, for taking some time to join us. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement about your team's most recent outing versus Delta State.
We were blessed enough to get the victory over Delta State. That was not without challenge. Let me tell you something. Delta State came here to play. They played a physical, tough, confident ball game. They ran the ball fairly well. They did a little bit in the passing game, but they put up a darn fight for the entirety of the game, and they really had us on our heels going down to the wire in the fourth quarter. Hats off to their coaching staff. Hats off to their kids. Tremendous challenge, man. I'm pleased with our kids, the way we performed, the way we were steadfast, the way we brought it home, and we held on for victory. We could improve in so many areas, but that's all about football. It's all about coaching. It's all about progression. But it was a tremendous game, and hats off to the whole staff of Delta State.
Appreciate those comments, Coach. We'll open up for questions for Coach Sanders. First question goes to Charles Bishop.
Good morning, Coach.
How you doing, sir?
I want to start off just by asking how important is this bye week in regards to the health of your football team?
It's important. I don't like bye weeks, actually. I like to just play continuously. Like, let's just run it through, get it over with, and everybody deals with the same situations. Health-wise, we could use it. We could use it. I know our quarterback is banged up. Our defensive ends are Gaddy, I think, is banged up. 99 is banged up as well. We have several guys. Shane, I think he's the receiver. I think Hooks. He's banged up as well. Several guys need some rest. Hopefully they can get it back going, because my rule is you don't practice, you don't play. So hopefully they're back ready to go on Sunday evening when we resume practice after having a break for a few days.
Sure thing. And the next question I want to ask is, we had this City of Soul weekend with Jackson State, Delta State, as well as Mississippi Valley and Southern. Jackson also had the SWAC championship this past spring, but I just wanted to get your thoughts in regards to Jackson almost kind of positioning itself as sort of the center of the conference as a destination place.
Well, it's not it's factual that we have the largest attendance in FCS football, period. It's a phenomenal city. I know we're laced with crime like everyone else, and things of ordinary like everyone else, and we could do so much better in those areas. But I feel as though Jackson is a destination. It's a place, the hotel accommodations, the citywide accommodations, few attractions as well. It's a wonderful place to come for events like such as this. I wish we'd have done a better job of promoting the city of Soul. I was at brunch, my normal brunch, Sunday afternoon, baby, about 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah, with Shador, we eat every Sunday at the Western. Tell him all my business. I'm crazy. We eat every Sunday at the Western. And Coach came up from Mississippi Valley and said, hey, we played today. I'm like, I ain't know y'all played today. I didn't even know there was a game. Then I wanted to, crazy. I'm changing all my plans to go support the SWAC until my lady say, do you understand you just had surgery? Can you take your butt home and sit down somewhere? She said it just like that, like she was my mama. And then my mama echoed what she said. So I took my butt home and sat down somewhere, but I wanted to go support the SWAC, and because those are two great schools, great traditions, and I love those coaches.
Sure thing. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, my man.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach Prime, it's James Hill with BNC Sports. The conversation of HBCU student athletes getting drafted, moving on and playing on Sundays, like you were able to do. Can you talk about what you see from a coach's perspective, Jackson State players, and then there's Mr. Glass, who you will see shortly. Guys want to play, and they're hungry to compete and make it to the league.
Everybody do, not just the guys from the SWAC. Everybody wants to. There's only so many spots. There's only so many people can play, and you got to be good enough. You got to have the intangibles that you can play. It's one thing to say I want to play. There's another thing to have what it takes to play. The guy that you mentioned, Kill Glass, he's a phenomenal player. I feel like he's a professional athlete. I feel like he can make a roster of a professional team just based on what I've seen of him. In the moments I've seen him play and watched him on film, although I think he has another game this week, then he gets to us. But that kid is phenomenal. The staff does a wonderful job of putting him in the right positions. He had a wonderful support group of receivers around him, and the line protects him pretty well. But when you're talking about going to the next level of the NFL, you got to be dominant. You got to be dominant in the SWAC. You got to be understanding that you're so credible and you're so good that you stand out. Whenever you're out there, you got to stand out, stand up, and go 100. Leave it without a shadow of a doubt that you're a professional quality athlete, and maybe you'll get that opportunity. That's with anybody, though. That's just not the SWAC. That's SEC players and anybody. You got to seize the moment. Scouts are watching. It's no excuse now that they're not watching. People are watching.
And finally, your football team getting better every day. You get a bye week, and you guys march forward. Talk a little bit about your program.
We're coming. We're coming. As a coach, you got to understand. I see so many holes. I see so many things that we could be better at, and we worked on them starting today. We're trying to fill some of the holes that we found. We're trying to right some of the wrong that we found in our armor. And we're just trying to do a better job. We're just trying to get 2-3% better every day we go out there on the field. And the guys, they want it. They really want it. I'm happy with the win. Definitely, it's much better to coach from a winning perspective than a losing perspective. Whoever said different was an idiot. But I love where we are, but I want to be so much farther down the road, and I think we can.
Thank you, Coach Prime, and that's a nice scooter you have, my man.
I appreciate it. Which one? I got several.
The one you had one the other day at the game.
Okay, the big one. The big
Yeah,
yeah. I got a little one too. I got a couple little ones in here. I'm looking at them right now. I just mess with you. Thank you.
Man. Thank you.
Next question goes to Keisha Kelly.
Hey, Coach. Keisha Kelly, Black College Experience. My first question would be, I would say, how is the healing process coming after the surgery? How's that foot coming along is my first question.
Well, I said we're pretty good. We're pretty good right now. We're pretty good.
And then my second question, and I hope you get
better. I got a fine nurse that's taking care of me. Ain't that right, baby? I got a fine nurse that's taking care of me, and the healing process is going. Nights are not good for me. Nights are not good. I'm calling on it. If it was any doubt that I'm saved, my lady would verify that I am saved because I call on Jesus all night. Don't I, baby?
Sure does.
There you go.
And then my second question, in the vet on Saturday, what was that atmosphere like? That read out. What was that atmosphere like over there?
I love seeing it. I love that we understand what W.C. Gordon brought to the table, what he brought to the game, when he brought in the red. And this is an honor for the late, greatest coach that would ever live in JSU history, W.C. Gordon. So it was tremendous to see a sea of red in the vet. It really was. I'm so proud of our fans. I'm so proud of the alumni, the student, everybody, man, the fan base that we carry. I'm really proud that they can support us in the way they do. I always want more because I'm a father and I'm a coach as well. So you always want more. And I want more and I expect more. But we're doing a phenomenal job, I feel.
All right, get better, Coach.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you.
Next question goes to Mark Gray.
And the next question.
Mark, you're on mute there. Mark, you're on mute.
Oh, you got me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How you doing, Coach? I just wanted to ask you, going into the bye week, you mentioned like you were not necessarily satisfied with where you are, but where you're looking to improve. But the growth of a season where you got to take the steps in order to be ready at the moment to compete for the big prize. How many building blocks are you along in order to, get what you ultimately play for every year?
I don't go by blocks, man. I go by winning. I mean, we want to win. Ain't but one person can win at the end. We want to be in that circle. We want to be in that dance. We want to be that person. So if we could just continuously do the little things and correct and perfect the little things are not just football related. The little things is hit your schoolwork. The little things is being on time for tutoring. The little things is making sure you come out here with your mind focused and on point when it's time to practice, and going full speed in each drill and not just trying to get through and get by practice. So it's so many little things that attribute to success. It's unbelievable. And the coaches have a responsibility too. They got to be on their games. They got to coach their best. They got to prepare the kids and put the kids in the environment that's conducive to their success. So it's so many hands involved, and there's so many intricate details involved in getting to the next level and where we want to be, and that's the ultimate champions. That's all. That's all we think about. It ain't no other place than first.
So how do you school this generation of kids like you were schooled on the journey, embrace the process? Because this is a generation that really is about the here and now. So how do you convince them about the process?
I don't change for 110 kids. That's going to be on a steady rotation from year to year. I don't change, because if I'm changing, I got to change for this. I got to change for that. I got to keep on changing. I'm 54 years old, made a mistake there. I'm 54 years old, and I ain't changing, man. I am who I am, and I know who I am, what I am, and how I got here. So I like it. I really like it. So these kids they gotta do what we need them to do. We have a bunch of great coaches, great minds of football, guys who understand and who can communicate and associate with kids and where they are now. We know how to inform them and involve them totally. But we just want these kids to make it to the next level by any means necessary. So if we have to give a little to take a little, we may have to do that. If they have to give a little to take a little, they have to do that. Everything is reciprocal around here, really. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you.
Last question goes to Ty Miller.
Coach, good morning to you. How are you?
How you doing, boss?
I'm good. Coach, post-game, you talked about getting your team to focus and finish. So in the process of having a week off, what are the things you do to make sure that teams, and we often see it where teams jump out to big leads and down the stretch, they kind of like relax a little bit. So what do you get them to do to focus and finish?
Focus on what you didn't do well. And you wonder what you define and you dissect why. And that's involved in the coaches meeting. Then we come up with nuances and drills and football things to figure out why. And we focus on that, and we just run that until it becomes a habit. It's hard to get people to finish when they really don't know how to start. Okay. So you take certain things and attributes, especially the ones that they really perform that, and you want them to do that more so. But then you got to digress and go back to the things that they didn't do well and really just hone in on that. And you may have to take a different route to get to that, because oftentimes just going directly to that route is not how they comprehend things. Kids are a little different these days, and we got to do what we got to do to reach them, and we will. But we're not going to sacrifice who we are to reach them. But overall, you got to understand, man, we have a standard. It's a new standard around here, and it's a new expectation. Everyone that's on this call right now, you expect us to win. It's the standard. And if we don't win, well, you got questions for me, and you should. But I love it that you expect us to win. That means you believe. You can say that you sugarcoat it and say, I really don't, coach, but you do. You do. We do. When we lost a couple weeks ago, you're like, what happened? Yeah, that was on us. We felt like we should have won that game. We should be undefeated having this call right now, but that's behind us. So right now, it gives us a week to re-energize, to heal, to tune up some things, and to get ready for our next challenge. That's 2 weeks studying one opponent, and we love that. We like those chances.
Thank you.
Thank you, my man.
Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. We look forward to speaking with you again next week.
Thank you. You got such a stoic voice, man. You got one of them commercial voices.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Stoic.
Appreciate it, Coach.
All right.